Hi, welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Brooke Allen, and joining me today is Alex Ho, owner of Sylvan Learning. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And Sylvan Learning, so tell me, what is that?
So Sylvan Learning, we're a nationwide tutoring center. There's about 800 of us. It's kind of like McDonald's, individually owned.
Okay.
Our center in West Bloomfield was started by my parents 30 years ago. I took it over about in 2012. What we do is we tutor all ages, K through 12, and we tutor in all subject areas. So whether it's, and what we try to do is be a one-stop shop for any parent looking for assistance for their child. So whether that's that one-off tutoring hour that you might see your son struggling with maybe a particular homework assignment. Normally he's a pretty independent student, but one day he just has an issue, you want to stop in for a one-off, to something kind of like regimented. We also have those too.
Oh, okay, so like a big project in the works and you need help.
Yes.
You can come to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Or the regimented once a week.
Exactly.
Okay, and you mentioned all grades. So
Yes.
tell me the different subjects that you've noticed kids struggle with at different ages.
So I would say at the high school level, it's typically math. Math or ACT or SAT related. Algebra 1 is really, which is typically taught at the 8th and 9th grade level, is kind of the key to understanding higher level math topics. So we definitely see a lot of Algebra 1 related math questions at the upper middle to high school. And of course, when they're, when they're still the babies, kindergarten, first grade,
Right.
There's generally, a lot of concern and regarding reading, writing. So that's pretty much typically what we see.
Okay, so let's go back to, you mentioned the ACT and the SAT.
Yeah.
So do you specialize in prepping for those, or what kind of help do you offer with that?
Yes, absolutely. So with the ACT, SAT, obviously very, very important assessments. And we have, kind of going back to my one-stop shop, we have programs that are as little as 4 hours that'll kind of give your son or daughter a good overview of what the test will be, for them to kind of, like for instance, if they've never opened a book about it before, or never had too much information about it, we kind of spend a few hours with them so they get a good overview, and then they can go home, digest it, and spend the time doing that independent learning, and then come back to you, mom or dad, and say, hey, I've figured out what I'm great at here. These are some areas I want to do more help with. Can I go back? So that's kind of like a good starter program. Then we have, very comprehensive programs that are, 8 weeks long, 2 days a week, 2 to 4 hours a day.
So intense.
Very intense programs.
Okay.
And then we have ones that are micro-focused. We realize not every student, wants to get a perfect score. Some just want to improve their score of 100 points so they can get into a particular school, get a particular scholarship. So based upon what your child will need, we can look at your test scores and say, you know what, we can get those 100 points by just focusing here.
Oh.
So we don't need to look at the whole test.
So really specialized.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the little kids for a minute. Like you mentioned reading, and that's going to become more important because of the third grade reading law.
Yes. Yes.
So have you seen an uptick in parents' concern, or how's that working out for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, whenever parents send their kids for tutoring with us, we'll also reach out to school teachers as well as principals and just introduce ourselves, just so we can make what we teach more relevant to the classroom. And I have by far seen a lot more referrals from principals asking for, what we do for kids of that age, so they can start to, for their students, get them extra help, just so they're ready for that important test that you mentioned.
Okay, and it's all about getting the students ready and actually finding their passion as well and what they're good at too, huh?
Yeah, we're a tutoring company, but what we really want to do is just make students enjoy school more, at least the academic part of it. It may not be so much a test score, but just the process of it, doing homework, taking the test, just making that easier and helping their self-growth.
Thank you so much, and that's very important.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you for watching this episode of Parenting on the Go. And if you would like to look up more helpful parenting tips, you can visit the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance website at wbyouthassistance.org.